everyone, my name is Joe and I review movies. I just got back from seeing Spider-Man Homecoming. It was released this Thursday night. I'm sorry for my review being late, but I had some audio issues and I had to get them corrected. Anyway, this movie stars Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr. and Michael Keaton. Runs about 2 hours and 13 minutes long, and I gotta tell you, my first impressions of this movie, I like it, and I like it a lot. I mean, you heard me say that about other movies, but hear me out. The difference between this movie and the other Spider-Man movies that started back in the year 2001, I believe, with Tobey Maguire, is that this actor that's playing the actual part of Peter Parker / Spider-Man is a young man. He's only 15 years old in real life, maybe 16 at this point, but when he was filming the movie, I know he was only 15 years old, and he plays a 15-year-old sophomore in high school having real kid-like problems. I found myself rooting for this young man. I was rooting for Peter Parker. I was rooting for Spider-Man because he was not an expert. He was clumsy. He made a lot of mistakes. He was a kid, and he didn't really have a lot of guidance in order to guide him in a proper path and becoming a superhero, let alone a 15-year-old teenager, which we all know nowadays is very hard to do. But I really enjoyed this movie. He nailed this part. He really wanted to play the part. You could tell that he put his heart and soul into it. He got in good physical condition and played the part. I mean, he's only 15 years old, but you got to understand that still takes dedication when you want to get your body right in order to play a superhero part. Robert Downey Jr. plays his Tony Stark. He plays that as he normally does with perfection. I mean, by this time, he's a veteran now. He's been doing, I think, Tony Stark since the year 2008, first Iron Man movie. The standout actor for me in this particular movie, though, was Michael Keaton. And that's not really hard to imagine because Michael Keaton is well into his 60s. He's had dozens of films behind him. He's an expert at it. He sold every scene that he was in, he stole it, but he did an awesome job. Now, the thing about Michael Keaton's character, he plays what they call, I think, the Vulture in this movie. He plays a character called Mr. Toombs. And he has a contract with the government to clean up after the Avengers big battles and clean up all the debris. And he wants to make a lot of money. He's pretty much put himself in the toilet financially to do that. But what happens is that he gets pushed out by the government and they say, you know what, we're going to do it. We don't want you guys getting a hold of this secret equipment, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. That pretty much ruins him. After that, he becomes a criminal. Now, that's just the first, I think, 5 minutes of the movie, pretty much just to set you up, let you know where this guy's coming from. And for me, I actually understood that. I understood why he had to do what he had to do. I mean, he was a good guy. There was a big twist in the movie. I didn't see that coming. It's one of the biggest twists in the history of movies, in my opinion, because I just didn't see it coming. And I don't think anybody really saw it coming. But it was good. And it was they put it in a proper spot. I'm glad they did it that way. Peter himself, he has some standout superhero moments also, and he's one in particular that's gonna have you on the edge of your seat like, ooh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And that's how I was. I'm like, I was rooting for Peter Parker. I tell you, I was rooting for Spider-Man. I'm glad they made this movie. I'm glad that the rights are actually being shared between Marvel Studios and Sony. So now we get to enjoy him and get him involved in the Avengers and I guess Infinity War is coming out next year, and and films on down the line. All in all, out of 10, I'm gonna have to give this one a 9.0. It's not perfect, but it is the best Spider-Man movie that we've seen in a long time, and I can't wait to see what else they do with this character. Go see the movie. I can recommend it to family and friends without reservation. Thank you for visiting my channel. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. All in all, take care of yourself. Thank you.